Aloha all, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'm Paper Mario Guy, and in this episode we are going to continue where we left off in the last episode, and that is with the Great Deku tree. Unfortunately now, Shadow Mario Guy and Caboose have both departed and will not be joining us will not be joining me for a little while, but that's alright. Anywho, let's get our second Skulltula. We got our first in the slingshot room in the upper floor, and the second Skulltula, the second and third Skulltula of the temple are actually in this room. There's the second one sitting on that wall, and then right over here you see the third one. Now it's a little too high for you, so all you have to do is come over here, take a leap of faith, and boom, there you go. There's your third gold Skulltula, and the Deku trees, or Deku tree, however you want to pronounce it, is done. So, bada bing, bada boom, we're moving right through this. Obviously, this is the first dungeon in the game, so a lot of it is just basic tutorial stuff. Really simple. There's really no hard puzzles in this game, in this dungeon at all. So you don't really have anything to worry about. You can pretty much blow through this, and I'm gonna hope that I can blow through it in my 11-minute time span, but if not, just because I know there's the cutscene afterwards, in which you talk to the Deku tree again, then I don't know. We'll see what happens then. But for now, I'm thinking that I hope to, like, anything that is right in the world, that I can get this whole dungeon done in 10 minutes, or 11 minutes, or however many minutes. So this is one of the reasons why people think Navi's so annoying, is because she stops you and she tells you things that you already know, and it's pretty annoying. But, you know, I don't think she's that annoying. I think someone just pointed out how annoying she was, and it kind of just stuck, and people just went, like, on with it. Okay, are you gonna go down, or... There you go. Touch the switch, lower the water, basic stuff. Literally, if you really should not have any problems with this opening dungeon, and if you do, to be honest, I feel kind of sorry for you, because even when I first played this for my first time when I was like 4, I had like no problems with this. But I'm not here to bash you guys if you do. Well, considering this is the first episode that I'm by myself, and again, Navi just telling me stuff that I already know, that you probably already know, that you cannot skip past for some reason. But yes, because I was with my two partners and everything, I didn't really get to talk about anything personal with this game, and granted I'll have other chances. I do want to get some of the things out of the way, just kind of, like, maybe some backstory of what, like, history I've had with the game, and things like that, which, again, I'll definitely talk about later on in later parts, but I just feel it's necessary, and I think it's one of the reasons why this game is like the perfect game for the three of us, because we all have our individual memories and our individual moments with this game. So it's going to be kind of nice, I think, for you guys to be able to experience, or hear about the experiences of three completely different types of players, and different atmospheres when we were playing the game. Now, me personally, like, I have older brothers, whereas, and so did Caboose, but his was a little bit, like, too old, and Shadow Mario Guy didn't. So the first time I ever played this game, it was after I had seen my older brother do it plenty of times, and my brother Craig, to this day, is the best player I've ever seen at this. Well, not that I've ever seen, but that I've ever known at this game. He can blaze right through this game, and he's done it plenty of times, and it's incredible every time I see it. And that's originally how I got into this game, because I always would, like, I would get home from, like, school, or I would wake up and whatever, and wait for my brother to get home from school, and my brother was addicted to this game, and he still kind of is. Obviously doesn't play it that much anymore, like, not as often as he used to, but I used to go into his room and, like, watch him play, and that was always fun, and I always loved that, so That's kind of how I started playing the game, and then I finally picked it up for myself, and I loved it, so kind of ever since then. I've beaten this game a few times, and each time I beat it, I have just as much fun as the last time. And I'm hoping that this time it will be especially fun, especially considering I get to watch other people do the parts of the game that maybe I don't like the Shadow Temple, which is my least favorite dungeon, and like also some of the other parts like Jabu Jabu, which I mean I kind of like it, but not exactly my favorite part of the game. Or I'm trying to think of other parts that kind of annoy me. Bottom of the Well, not a big fan of. Although that isn't as bad. But yeah, that's kind of how I started, just because my older brothers played this game, and they were addicted to it, and I was addicted to watching them play it. And then I just picked it up, and I had a lot of fun. And yeah, so there is a bit of nostalgia, which is a lot of people's like complaint with the game. Alright, there we go. Because a lot of people just use this game and they just love it because of nostalgia. And I said that in some of the first 2 episodes. And I was saying that this game, a lot of people get angry because people make this out to be like the greatest game ever. And you know, I wouldn't say it's the greatest game. It's one of my favorites. It definitely is one of my favorites. But I wouldn't say that it's the greatest or the best even. In fact, I honestly think Majora's Mask is a better overall game, but this is just my favorite. It's in my top 3 favorite games. It isn't even my favorite game. It used to be, but it isn't my favorite game. Just take a guess at what my favorite game is. Maybe you'll get it. I don't know. I say it pretty frequently in my videos. Just hint, hint. And I didn't really talk about Goma, so I'm real quick before I keep on going. Goma's really easy. Shoot her in the eye, she drops, she stuns, slash her with the sword. Real quick, really easy, and this dungeon's literally over. See how quickly this is, how quick this goes. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just like I honestly do think Majora's Mask is the better game, but this is just my favorite. I don't know. There's something about the game. I just really, really like it. I'm not gonna narrate this, so you can read. But yeah, there's just something about the game that really just I can just really get into it, like whenever I play. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like it so much, because the thing is, there's a lot of things that factor into a good game. Alright, sure, we'll listen. To me, there's a lot of things that factor into being a really good game, and a really memorable game. And one of the things is replayability, and obviously gameplay, obviously music, obviously story. But just being able to, like, replayability is a big thing for me. Like, if I can go back and play a game, even though I've beaten it and I know exactly what's going to happen, and I've done all the puzzles and I've done all the things before, if I can go back and play a game, then I truly do think that it's a good game. That's probably the biggest thing for me. I mean, obviously, if the gameplay is broken, I'm not going to want to go back and play it again, which eliminates the replayability. But I mean, in a game like this, a game like Paper Mario, a game like Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, or San Andreas for me personally, Thousand Year Door, Majora's Mask, Super Mario Sunshine, just all these different games. Like, I've beaten them all before, but I can go back and play them, and I can still have, like, tons of fun. And I think that's honestly, like, really what gets it for me. And this game is, besides maybe Paper Mario, this is just the prime example of something that I can go back and play over and over again. And that's why I really like it. But again, I'm completely open-minded when people say, oh, Wind Waker is better, when they say Twilight Princess is better, or they say Majora's Mask is better. I'm completely open ears. I'm not just shutting them out. I'm like, no, Ocarina of Time's the best. No, I mean, some of the time I do agree, and, you know, people have valid points. My personal thing that I tell people is that Just, this is my favorite. I know it's not the best, but it's my favorite. So, but I'm not going to ramble too much longer on this. If you've been watching this cutscene, this is basically telling you about the beginning of Hyrule. 3 goddesses, there's one of, basically, I like, when I was little, I used to say one of grass, one of fire, one of water. That's kind of true, I guess, I don't know. That's just what I go off of colors and everything. And they're the 3 goddesses, they form the Triforce. You've seen you have the subtitles underneath where you can read. But everybody pretty much knows the story of Zelda. And there we go. Pretty epic. Alright, I am going to cut it here, and I will see you guys in the next episode, alright? See you guys then.